Hey there. Picture yourself standing behind the counter at the shoe store. Customer walks in and wants to buy your best pair of shoes. They want a quality product but also want to save money. Another shoe store across the street has a huge sale, but the customer came to you first. You only have a few minutes to explain why the customer should buy your shoes versus the shoes across the street. You help the customer try the shoes on while explaining the benefits of the cushioning, the upgraded technology, the comfort, and not to mention how fantastic they look. Think of your elevator pitch the same way when you're in a job interview with a potential employer. Your elevator pitch briefly describes the benefits of buying a product, except you are the product. An elevator pitch is one of the most important tools you have when applying for a job. When you confidently position yourself, clearly summarizing your experience, your skills, and desirable characteristics, the employer is ready to listen. Put in a nutshell, you're gonna impress the employer. And we wanna help. That's why we created How to Create the Perfect Elevator Pitch, a free guide with 4 proven simple steps to help you wow your next employer. You can download it for free at cwdregion.com/elevator pitch, and I will share the link in the show notes for you. And now, let's get to the show. Welcome to the Workforce Link podcast, where we're offering forward-thinking conversations for the workforce, linking employers and job seekers to a brighter tomorrow. I'm your host, Sunday Jo Graham, and I am glad to be back with you for another episode. So today we're going to do something a bit different with this podcast. So if you're 40 and over, I'm specifically talking to you today. Why? Because I want to help you stay confident in your job search and remind you that you are still in the game. How do you navigate today's job market with confidence? That's a great question, and we are going to dive into that today. Before we do that, though, don't forget to share this podcast with a friend or a coworker. Maybe you know somebody over 40 who's feeling discouraged in their job search. Give them the gift of encouragement with today's episode. The more you share, the more people we get to help. All right, so let's start with some good news. Age is just a number, right? And you have a wealth of experience and skills to bring to the table. However, we know that the job market can be challenging, and sometimes it can be a bit age biased if we're just being real, right? But fear not, okay? We have some fantastic tips to help you overcome those challenges and land your dream job. So let's dive in. Number 1, highlight your relevant experience. So first things first, when you're applying for a job, make sure to highlight the relevant experience on your resume and in your cover letter. Don't forget to do both. You've likely accumulated years of valuable experience in your field, so you want to make sure that you are emphasizing that. Focus on the skills, the accomplishments, the results that you've achieved in your previous roles, and how they align with the job requirements that you're applying for now. You want to make sure, right, that they know going into this that you've got everything that you need to do that job. So make sure that you show that, right? That's going to show the employer that you have the expertise that they want for that position. So tailor your cover letter, tailor your resume to each job you apply for. I might be beating a dead horse. I know I say this all the time, but it is so important, okay? Avoid using a generic template and instead make sure you customize your application materials to match that specific job that you are applying for, the specific requirements and qualifications that employer wants, okay? This is going to show them, again, that you've taken the time to understand their needs and they're a good fit for the role. And if you're applying through an applicant tracking system, this is vital because it might never even get to the hiring manager if you're not using the appropriate keywords. And so if you're just using a generic template, it's not going to work, okay? We've covered this a lot throughout the podcast. In episode 22, we talked about the importance of not using a cookie cutter cover letter template. People can recognize it immediately, and I will share the link in the show notes for you for that. So stand out, okay? Recruiters and employers can smell a cookie cutter template a mile away. And remember to focus on the accomplishments and the results that you've achieved in your previous roles. So use quantifiable data, okay, whenever possible to demonstrate the impact of your work. So here's an example. Instead of saying managed a team of employees, you could say led a team of 15 employees and increased productivity by 20%, right? That's more detailed. And this gives potential employers concrete evidence, right, of your abilities and your achievements. And don't be afraid to highlight your transferable skills. So while your previous experience may not be an exact match for the job that you're applying for, you may have some transferable skills that fit into that new role. So here's an example: leadership, maybe project management, problem solving, communication skills, right? Those are all valuable in almost any job, regardless of the industry, regardless of the role. So be sure to highlight those skills and how they can benefit the employer. Number 2, upgrade your skills. So the job market is constantly evolving, right? Staying up to date with the latest trends and technologies in your field is crucial, very important. Take the time to upgrade your skills and stay relevant in the industry. This could involve lots of things like taking courses, attending workshops, obtaining certifications. By showcasing your willingness to learn and adapt, you're going to demonstrate to employers that you're experienced, that you're forward thinking, that you're capable of keeping up, right, with the ever changing job landscape. And that's one of the things that your local job center can help you with. You need some training, maybe you need some on the job experience. We have so many different programs available that might fit you well. So don't hesitate to reach out to your local job center and see how we can help you. And again, I will share the link to our job centers in the show notes for you. All right, number 3, you want to leverage your network. So networking is key in job searching. Doesn't matter your age, right? So don't hesitate to leverage your network of contacts. This includes your former colleagues, friends, any industry connections that you have. Networking is the best way to get a job. So attend industry events, join professional associations, use online platforms like LinkedIn that are going to help expand your network. Building relationships is so key. And then tapping in to the hidden job market that often leads to opportunities that are not publicly advertised. So don't be afraid to put yourself out there and make connections that could potentially open the doors for you. And don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for advice. There are so many people out there willing to assist others in their career endeavors, in their job search, especially if they have a connection or a rapport with you. So make sure you're being proactive and reaching out to your network, whether that's for informational interviews, whether that's for job leads, whether that's for referrals, okay? And also be sure to offer your assistance, right, and your support to others in return, because that's how networking works, right? It's a two-way street. It's also important to keep your network updated on your job search progress and any career goals that you have or any interest changes that you might have. And this way that they can keep you in mind, right, for any relevant opportunities that might come up. So don't underestimate the power of word of mouth referrals or recommendations, because they greatly increase your chances of getting noticed by potential employers. Okay. And we did a whole episode on the power of networking. I encourage you to go back and listen to it. It's episode 48. Again, I'll share the link in the show notes for you. Once you sit down and spend some time really diving into your contacts and all the different ways to network, I really think that you'll be pleasantly surprised by what you come up with. Number 4, be tech savvy. So in today's job market, technology is pervasive, is constantly evolving, right? Employers often seek tech savvy candidates who can navigate their way through various digital tools, various platforms. And this goes beyond your basic computer skills, okay? This includes proficiency like in using online job boards or applicant tracking systems, virtual interview platforms. Being tech savvy, it's not just about using technology, okay? But it's also about being adaptable and capable of working in a digital work environment. Employers want to see that you can keep up with the changing technological landscape. They want to know that you can embrace new tools and new platforms as needed, okay? And this, I think, is particularly important for job seekers over 40, because I think sometimes there can be this perception that older candidates may need to be more proficient with technology as younger generations, right? If you're unfamiliar with these technologies, it's okay. Take the initiative to start learning and practice using them. Familiarize yourself with popular job boards. Start understanding how the applicant tracking system works. Practice virtual interviews that help you become comfortable with the format to ensure that your internet connection works, that your audio and video setup are reliable. And sometimes Zoom is horrible. It doesn't matter how technologically advanced you are, but prep yourself with that stuff, okay? Invest time and effort into building your technology skills and staying up to date with the latest digital tools. that are relevant to the industry that you're going into, okay? And again, this is where your local job center can come in handy. Don't be ashamed to come in and ask for help. That's why we exist, right? That's why the job centers exist, to help you, to serve you. So don't hesitate to come in and let us help you, okay? Number 5, stay positive and confident. So job search rejections or setbacks may happen, okay? But don't let them bring you down. Instead, keep a positive mindset and believe in your capabilities. Confidence is so attractive to potential employers, okay? There's a difference in confidence and being cocky. So make sure that you know the difference between the two, but people like confidence, okay? Another important aspect of staying positive and confident is taking care of yourself. Job searching can be mentally and emotionally draining, so you want to prioritize self-care. Take breaks, engage in activities that you enjoy, surround yourself with a supportive network of friends, of family, of mentors who can provide encouragement and guidance, okay? And don't let rejection or setbacks discourage you, okay? Keep moving forward. And if you need assistance with your resume, with your job search, with finding a new career pathway, learning about other training services, again, that's what the job centers are here for. So make sure you find your nearest job center, cwdregion.com/job centers, and I will share the link in the show notes for you. Okay, so when highlighting your relevant experience, remember to customize your application materials, focus on your accomplishments, highlight transferable skills, and be confident in your abilities. You follow these tips, you're going to be well on your way to acing your job search and landing that career that you want. And remember this part. Age is just a number, right? And with the right strategies, with the right mindset, you can land a fulfilling job at any stage of your career. All right, if you've enjoyed today's episode, would you mind sharing it with somebody else that you think could benefit? And if you haven't already, head over and leave a review on iTunes for the Workforce Link podcast. Let us know what you like about the show. It really does mean a lot to us, and it helps us stay visible so that others can find us. Have a great week, and we will meet again in the next episode. And remember this, there's always a brighter tomorrow if you're willing to find it. The Central Region Workforce Development Board Incorporated and COPIC are equal opportunity employers and programs. Auxiliary aids and services are available upon request to individuals with disabilities. Missouri Relay Services at 711.